Alright, so now it's time for Operation Cloudburst. Yeah, I bet the Imperials didn't expect a frickin' tank coming out of the damn river, did they?
Operation Cloudburst.
That's a bit of an element of surprise working for us. So now it's time to take back the Vasel Bridge. But like most missions, it really just boils down to capturing one enemy flag. And again, like most missions, this can easily be done with Alicia. Although she's going to get a little bit of help from Largo. And Welkin, of course, with the orders and whatnot. But just like the first mission, there's actually a few enemy tanks in the area. But fortunately, a lot of them are shut down. So if we shoot this little Ragnite fuel, we can blow them up without even having to fight them. So that's pretty handy. You have to be very careful about how you position your characters for this particular map. At least Alicia and Largo. And I'll show that off in just a few minutes.
Operation Cloudburst is set to begin. I know you can all make this work.
Take down the bridgehead as quickly as possible. Squad 7, move out!
So far, Welkin's really showing his commanding chops. What with driving a tank through the damn river.
Alright, that's everyone. Ready to move out, squad?
You're crazy. You know that, right?
Did you forward a tank through the river, Largo? I don't think you did.
Squad 1 leader Faldio landed on the west bank, sir. Enemy company in motion. Resumed headed east across the bridge toward our position. A full company? That's bad news for us.
That's why we gotta finish this up quick.
We'll have to move fast. We're taking that camp before the cavalry rolls in.
I'm not sure how taking one camp, like, finishes this whole mission. Like, seriously. It's like capture the flag, or it's like chess. Like, you just take out one... You take out either the king, or you just grab the flag and automatically the fight's over. Nope. War's over. We got their flag. Anyway. So I actually got a bit of a tip from another YouTube video whenever they were covering this particular mission. And basically what you want to do is you want to move Largo right around here, aim for that wall, blow it up, and then you let Alicia go the rest of the way. Because it clears a little easy path for Alicia to access. But naturally, me being nervous as hell, I give Alicia the defense order. And also, you might have noticed one order that we had as opposed to one that we didn't have. I covered this in the last update, but I did not have retreat due to using a different save file. Again, I've been using a separate save file to kind of practice missions before I actually record them for the Let's Play. So there might be a few inconsistencies with some of the orders and stats I have. So instead of having retreat, I have sniper support, which basically allows Welkin to spend 2 command points in order to reduce a target's health by half. So that's pretty useful. Well, depending on how, like, stubborn an enemy might be. I'm not sure if it works on tanks. I know it works on foot soldiers, and I was really debating like this, because there are 2 shock troopers. No, there's a shock trooper and a scout. And I did not want that shock trooper being a problem.
Requesting sniper support fire.
It's not a bad order. It can be pretty useful. But since I gave Alicia a defense and attack boost, she should be able to handle this pretty easily. Especially with a grenade. There you go. Again, be very cautious of how quickly you end your turn. It only takes a few seconds for one of your characters to just bite it. And there we go. Pretty simple. Pretty simple for Miss Alicia Melchiot.
Nice work. We've occupied the enemy encampment at the bridge's end.
So suck it, Largo.
Bridge control room secured, Welks.
I'm the commander. Me.
Excellent. Open it up, East. Let's see how their tanks like the river.
Let's see how these fuckers like drowning.
Ragnite turbines on. Stand by to raise drawbridge.
So yay, A rank. And there was no enemy ace for this particular map, which worked pretty well considering it took me a few tries to actually finish up that mission with an A rank. Usually because Alicia got shot down too many times. But anyway, suck it, Imperials. Say goodbye to your tanks. I don't give a shit how good traction those tanks have. Your ass is falling. So not a bad first few ops for Welkin. He showed himself pretty well.
It appears that Lieutenant Gunther's plan worked. An impressive start, soldier.
To say the least.
Thank you, Captain.
The kid's crazy. Drove a damn tank right into the stinking river.
Yeah, but it worked, didn't it?
Yeah, and I can't believe it worked. I'm still in shock.
Uh-huh.
All right, you two. Now hold up your side of the bargain and you listen to Welkin.
I refer you to my previous suck it.
The kid might got the chops to command, but that don't mean I gotta like any dark hairs.
Hey, come on!
Stop being racist.
I'm used to it by now,
That's fucked.
but I know the day will come when Darksons can join society as equals.
At least he saw her as being an idealist.
Hey, hope I'm not interrupting anything. It's me again, reporting.
Don't worry, we're gonna throw Largo and Rosie into the frickin' fray.
That was quite
Plenty of gunfire for those two.
first mission.
Yes, thanks to the squad's hard work, we managed to take back the Great Vasel Bridge.
Any impressions on things to come now that you've gotten your first taste of victory?
Impressions? Well, let's see. Bridges are important. They link the roads that bring people what they need.
Okay.
I'd like to become a sort of bridge.
Uh,
Go together. I think that's my new goal.
Welkin, you're such a nerd. You're such a fucking nerd. I'd like to be a bridge. Really? Okay. Update.
Sorry.
The commander of Squad 7 is a huge nerd. Says a really cheesy line about a bridge. I hope you brought enough flowers, Alicia.
Maybe.
Because this is kind of a war.
They'll see a couple of lion's paws blooming, and it'll start to feel like home again.
Hey, Alicia, we're heading out soon.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Imagine if that comes back to bite us in the ass. Sir, we found these lion paw flowers. Alicia, you've been leading the Imperials right to us!
Chapter 5, The Cloden Wildwood.
So yeah, we got a new skirmish map. Which, as I mentioned, was the mission from the last update.
Thanks in part to Squad 7, the Great Vasel Bridge is back in our hands. That pushed the front line back, forcing the Empire to gather forces in central Gallia.
Does this mean we're headed that way as well?
So wait, what did Faldio do? What did Faldio and the rest of the squads do?
Meanwhile, the militia will...
Apparently Squad 7's the only one who are doing any kind of work.
Our next target is here, in the Cloden area.
Cloudburst Wildwood. I was there last summer taking soil samples.
Of course you were.
It's a dense forest with plenty of hills and valleys. It's hard to get around in there.
So how are we gonna move a tank in there?
The Empire has set up a supply base there to fuel their invasion of Central Gallia.
I see. So if we seize the supply base, we cut off the flow of supplies moving north.
Precisely. The 3rd Regiment's objective is to take that base. All squads are to prepare for woodland combat and await orders. Good luck.
Ooh, it's gonna be like Metal Gear Solid 3. That's pretty sick.
Woodland combat. What a nightmare.
Pretty appropriate considering that Faldio is voiced by Kazuhira Miller.
Sense of direction, and poor roads make for slow advances. This'll be our toughest operation yet.
Maybe so, but deeper in the woods you have a better chance of spotting rare foliage. There's one kind of insectivorous plant in Cloudburst called the moondew that can suck a...
Alright, I get it. You really do have a one-track mind.
Suck a what? Suck a what, Welkin?
I'm
What was the
saying
end of that
nature isn't
sentence?
just a burden. We might find the key to victory in the woods.
Alright, I'll keep a lookout for your key.
Faldio, I drove a tank through a river. So how about you just let me handle this, okay? Okay, good. Glad we could have this discussion. Meanwhile, at Camp Evil... This guy just looks like a delightful gentleman.
Gallia's mongrels have
Mrrr.
claimed Vasel Bridge. Are the men of our defensive units cowards? This loss is a stain on the Emperor's honor. Useless fools.
I hear the enemy crossed the river in tanks.
I like Jaeger. Jaeger's cool.
On the contrary, this was a fluke. These are peasants, nothing more. Peasants and...
We're gonna see how much of a peasant I am when I roll a tank through your fucking door.
It takes to win a battle. You must find war so very boring.
Just has a shit-eating grin on his face. Hello.
The issue here is Gallia's resistance.
And now meet our main female character, Selvaria.
Exactly.
If anybody knows anything about this game, even at a cursory glance, they should at least know who Selvaria is.
How shall we proceed? What says your grace?
We will extinguish
It's Max!
Our course
He
is
cut his hair, though, apparently.
The alien army must be crushed.
I just like to see Benny in, like, a little, Imperial uniform. Yeah.
Reinforcements. They will be sent to...
Yo! Invasion.
Now then, the route of supply through Cloudburst has to be made unshakable. Gregor, see to a restructuring of our central forces. Then you will continue to press northward.
Sir.
We will head to Barius. Selvaria, be so kind as to accompany us there.
With pleasure. And to the ends of the earth.
Someone's being a kiss-ass.
Cloudburst base and supply lines. See to them, Jaeger. They need protecting. Gallia may have already dispatched troops to the south. Therefore, make haste to Cloudburst.
Of course. Leave it to me, Your Grace.
So these must be the bad guys. So those are the Imperial's big four. I'm sure we'll be seeing them on the battlefield soon enough. Yeah, it's a little hard to do forced combat and stealth with a fucking tank.
Remind me, whose idea was it to come out here anyway? Enough with the trees already.
You could say that again. Woods are so thick you can't tell up from down with these.
Why, we could just shoot Largo and Rosie in the back and no one would know. That would deal with the racism pretty fucking quick, wouldn't it?
Hey, great. What did he find? A map in the dirt?
That's your commanding officer you're looking at right now.
Alicia, hold on to these for me, will you?
Sure, Welkin. What are these? Some kind of nuts?
No. Actually, they're long-beard goat droppings.
Ew.
Gross! You made me hold poo? Are you crazy? Ugh.
That's our commander.
Hey, Welkin.
Picking up goat
Did you find
shit.
something useful?
Come here.
Don't worry, it's for a tactical reason. Check it out.
The grass has been trampled down, looks like. What's the deal with that?
An animal trail. With any luck, this could be our way out.
We're gonna drive a
Animals
tank through
have a
here.
natural instinct to find the most efficient path. That's why the grass is trampled down. They snap off the branches, they eat the grass. As a result, they clear a perfect trail.
So if we make like goats and follow it, the path will take
I mean,
us
he
to-
found a way to MacGyver a victory through a fucking river with just, like,
This is where we'll start
freaking
our operation.
reeds in the water. So at this point, I don't doubt that Welkin can figure out some kind of, like, harebrained scheme to, like, I don't know, command nature's animals to just, like, attack the Imperials.
La 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 la.
That's really nice, Rosie. What song is that? It's so pretty.
You're still racist, though.
Oh, just a song I sang back in the day.
Oh, you used to be a singer? I didn't know that.
Ha! You paint a much prettier picture than it was. I used to sing at a bar in my town.
It's almost like they're trying to backtrack
that
the
song
whole
was really
she's a
pretty.
huge racist
I'd love to
thing.
hear the whole thing sometime.
Maybe I'll put on a little show one of these days.
We're not alone here. I'll go investigate. Put your hands in the air.
Oh no!
It's...
Shoot it! We need bacon!
It looks like a porcupine.
It has wings on it. Aww. It's a little piggy. It's a little fly piggy.
What's your story? Get separated from your mom?
I'll take a look further in.
Well, what did you find?
There must have been a skirmish here. It looks like a stray bullet.
No! It's just like Bambi all over again.
Even all the way out here, the war's still claiming lives.
Even flying pigs.
You lost your family too, huh, little guy? Left all alone.
Yeah, make the pig more depressed, Alicia.
Well, Alicia, does he want to come with us?
Yes, yes.
What? Can we?
We're the militia. Every Gallian has the right
Meet
to
our new second in command.
You hear that? As of today, you're a member of Squad 7.
From now on, Largo and Rosie, you're taking orders from the pig. He outranks you. He outranks you by way of cuteness. And also because shut up. Somehow that pig's gonna win the war, isn't he? Let's do one skirmish and then we'll call it an update.
You will now be briefed on the operation.
Again, the skirmish is just like the last mission that we did in the previous update. But this time I'll actually use a smaller amount of troops, and I'll also be able to do it a lot quicker. Considering I just need Alicia, Rosie, and Largo. And really, I just need Alicia for this.
All right, we're set to begin. Good luck.
Instead of starting where Welkin is, I'll post Alicia on the other side of the map.
Drive these Imperials back out of Gallia. Squad 7, move out. is an order! Brace up and get ready to defend yourself.
The defense boost takes off a lot of damage. Seriously, it's not a little bit, it pretty much can determine life and death for one of your units. Because right now they can just tank bullets all day long. See, because if I didn't have defense boost, she'd be dead just from that. Again, this map isn't that hard. As long as you're very quick and efficient and have the defense boost, you'll be fine. As soon as you take your shots very quickly. There you go. So I just did this for a bunch of grinding maps, just so I could have my units all prepared for the Cloden Wildwood. Not that hard of a mission. Okay, so for the next update, we're going to go ahead and take on the Cloden Wildwood. Until next time, thanks for watching.